Hey everybody, you're back on the Joey Ciccone Show. We are here at the World Center of Broadcast Media, WCOBM.com. Dial it in. Dial Ciccone. Dial Vegas. Dial Ciccone. Dial chat. Let's talk. Ask Mr. Schaffer some questions. By the way, I just confirmed Mr. Schaffer's going to be back with me next week. There's too much to cover, and there's a lot of secrets we want to share with you. So we're giving you that November Thanksgiving gift. Without taking up any more time, Jerry, Sissy's asking you a question here. Sissy, by the way, the comment of handsome, thank you. I don't take it in a big way, but it's very sweet, dear. So Jerry, she's asking you that. I'll read it for you if you'd like. Which mobster did favors, if any?
Well, I had a lot of favors. I mean, using the word mobsters, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what that really is.
I don't like that.
But I know that these people that worked with me were connected, and I did business with the main man, and his sidekicks. He sent to me in Las Vegas. One of them in particular, a fellow named Sonny Heath, was someone I'll never forget. He was I would guess people would consider him a very dangerous kind of a fellow. But
was he a friend of mine? Was he a friend of ours?
Never dangerous to me. He and I had a great time together. In fact, one time he said to me, "Can I put my name on the marquee that I presented the show?" I said, "Sure,
yeah,
Sonny.
why not?
Whatever, who cares?"
Sonny, throw it up there.
And he loved it. He did that.
That's beautiful.
So these guys had a good time with me, and I had a good time with them. But the bottom line was, when I needed something, I could make that like a magic call to the little man, to someone in Miami, and I would get whatever I wanted. I don't know how they did it. I wasn't there. But they did it every time I asked for. I didn't ask for something that often.
But you were considered a friend of mine, okay? And the bottom line, if you know what that term means, you've been watching my show for 30 episodes, and I want to see if my other fans here. We're going to Dom, because we love our fans. What was Jerry's favorite production to work on, and why?
My favorite production to work on recently was on the island of Singapore, where I directed 15 episodes of the Contender series. That was a great thrill for me, one being in Singapore, which is one of the most beautiful little cities in the world. And like I was telling Mr. Ciccone, it's one of the safest places in the world. There's very little, if any, crime at all there. But I got to produce that series, which featured Muay Thai fighting.
Which I love, by the way.
And I directed 53 Muay Thai fights of 53 champions from 53 different countries in the world.
Unbelievable.
It was
I love
an amazing thrill.
I love the sport. I love the whole thing. I do want to say, Jerry's, that's why I just invited him back. Jerry's resume is so big. I'm not talking about the United States. I'm talking about Asia and other things he's done and the awards that he's gotten, which I'll read here shortly. I want to go to, let me just see right here. The question, I guess, is what you're talking about. I don't want to say my people, but I have to say it that way. When my people ran Vegas, I've talked about it for 3 years. Was it a different time than it is now?
Without a doubt, it was better. It was so much better that it's almost impossible to articulate it. When we'll call it the boys, when the boys were running things here, you never heard of anybody being raped. You never heard of a casino being robbed. Because people knew better. They didn't do that. Those things were stopped by the people that were running the city, not necessarily by the sheriff's department, which also during those days was a powerful organization here. And the people from New York and Miami,
right,
and Chicago,
Jeep.
They were friends with the sheriff.
Chief Capone.
They did the right thing with him. And it was a different place because the casino ran everything. And the casino paid for everything. And everything was centered toward the casino.
I do not want to cut you off, but the bottom line is you wanted that comp, you wanted that show, you wanted that entertainment. It was there for you.
That's right. But it's no longer there. It's gone. Show business is not the same. Las Vegas in the 60s became known as the entertainment capital of the world, which I never really believed it was, but we've billed ourselves as the entertainment capital, when in reality it has Hollywood, because all of Hollywood's merchandise goes all over the world.
Right.
But we were fabulous, and there were stars in every hotel.
Dude, it was
There was beautiful, gorgeous showgirls with feathers and rhinestones. It's gone.
Oh.
It's gone. It no longer exists.
It no longer exists, and I've
And
been
neither do the hotels that presented them.
they don't, and I've been telling people that, and they could
Yeah.
be like Ciccone. I don't know what he's saying, but it's true.
You're right.
Hey, you like paying for the valet? Enjoy it. Good. Keep paying for the valet. I want to get this in. Mars, what was the most surprising thing you learned about a celebrity you worked with?
I have to say, when I started to work with Judy Garland the first time, people came to me and said, "Oh boy, you're going to have real problems. She's going to be late to rehearsal. She'll be drunk. You're going to have your hands full." Well, I worked with Judy many times. I never saw her ever become late one time. She was never, ever late to a rehearsal. I never saw her drunk. I had breakfast with her every morning after every concert she did with me.
Wow.
And I can tell you right now, she was the most professional, wonderful person that anybody could ever ask to work with. So I hope that answers your question.
That's beautiful. Mars, thank you for joining the Joey Ciccone Show and asking the question with respect. We appreciate that. Keith, if Jerry could work with any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, that's a really tough question. I have an awful hard time. I would be Robert Goulet. I loved Robert. We got along great. We were great friends.
Great voice.
I'd like to bring him back. I wish I could bring him back.
And you know his wife very well, and she keeps it going on. I hope I ain't trashing that. Friends, man, we're getting it all from Jerry. There's, like I said, there's just so much going on, man. And he traveled the world, all over Asia. Let me just do this real quick, okay? I don't like reading for papers and everything, but then again, I don't have a teleprompter. But Jerry Schaffer began his career in show business in 1956 when he wrote and produced the first full color western. This was the first color western pilot film ever produced for television, The Legend of Billy the Kid. That's him. His credits include the production and direction of more than 150 television specials, award shows, documentary productions, musical variety shows, game shows, and a variety of sporting things, including contact karate, judo, college wrestling. Then there's the whole Asia thing. Go online. LinkedIn's got a nice thing on you that's beautiful. Keith, I think I read that right. We got that handled. Okay, cool. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Time goes so fast. What was the demise? I just wanted to ask you before the break ends. The demise of the Thunderbird.
Well, the demise of the Thunderbird for me was that Del Webb sold the hotel.
Now, would that be the Del Webb in Sun City that's
Yeah.
named after?
Yeah. He owned it. He sold the hotel to a company called Lance Incorporated. You out there could figure out who that was.
You know.
Anyway, Lance Incorporated took over the hotel, and I thought they were going to get rid of me right then and there. But instead, the bosses from Lance came out from Miami and said, "We want you to write an original musical comedy, a Broadway musical comedy,
Right.
and put it on in our hotel." And I said, I'd be happy to do that, but first of all, I said it was going to be very expensive. It'll cost more than the musical variety shows I've been doing.
Right. And on that note, with our last segment coming up, let me tell you, the first man, if I'm correct, to produce and have the first afternoon show
True.
in Las Vegas. We're going to pick it up with my man, Jerry Schaffer, coming back next week on the Joey Ciccone Show Live, sitting right here. We got a lot of catching up to do. You're watching it, WCOBM.com. I got some shout-outs that I'm going to do. I love all my fans. Chat in. Always come back. You're going to see the real deal on this show and the real stories. We'll be right back.